Those tire tracks should buff out, right? Should I flip it? This is what used to be my SC10 Pro4. Now it is more of a monster truck, and in this video I'm going to go drive it, but first I figured I would go over the changes that I made to make the conversion happen. It is pretty easy to do, and you should be able to do it with just about any four-wheel drive short course truck. It changes the handling quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun, so it's definitely worth thinking about doing if you want to mix it up a bit. Starting off with the body, this is the Pro line Megalodon, and as you can see, it is already pretty well beat up. I will touch more on this later, but this is not the only body you can use for this. You can find a monster truck body or something like that, maybe even a crawler body that fits the wheelbase close enough and the width close enough, and you should be able to make that work. You just want enough clearance for the tires. The tires I'm using are Proline as well. These are the Trencher 2.8s, and I'm using the wider hex adapters. These allow more clearance for the knuckles and hubs and widens the stance out a bit, but it is still a bit more skinny than the other truck that I've converted. That does have its pluses and minuses though. I did have to remove the side guards here as well as part of the bumper in order to fit the body, and those changes alone made the truck drivable, but it still wasn't perfect. It was running a bit hot, so I went to a smaller pinion and added a fan. That helped there. Then I was having an issue where it would cut out when it was at full throttle with a load on it, so going to a different speed control solved that. This is the Castle Mamba X. It's one of my favorite speed controls for the tunability and options that you have, so it was just a good upgrade anyway. All right, I think that's enough talk about the truck. It's time to go drive it. First, I'm gonna head to our cabin up north, then I'll be back home for some more. Well, I don't think I'm going to make that one. Typically when I come here to drive RC or ride motorcycles, I'm trying to go up rocks, up hills, but this session is going to be all about coming back down. Probably doesn't look like it, but it is steep and tall from up here, so let's see how it does. Rolling on down, makes it first try, all right. Here's another one that is a good up for a motorcycle, but I'm going to try to roll to the edge here and then pop off of that ledge. Hopefully land between the trees on the downside. Oh, easy does it, sweet. Now it's time to go big, real big. Big old drop, oh, nosed it in a little too much. So I think I would have had that, but I actually have the drag brake set pretty strong right now for that rolling drop on the other one. So now I'm going to turn that off, flip this switch, and it should be a little bit easier to control that landing. Here's a better look at how big this drop is. All right, going for it from the bottom, totally blind, and big thud, but lands clean. It was too much fun not to hit again. Yes. Should I flip it? Yeah. Oh, not bad. Wow, that was awesome. All right, I'm back home in the backyard now, and usually drive the LMT back here, but I think this thing will still be plenty of fun. Start with the old freestyle ramp here. Oh, little offline. There we go. Now it's time to flip it. Nice. Maybe another flip here, barely pulling it around. Hopefully this works, but there's a nice wall ride off of the garage and a landing if I get it just right. Ouch. This takeoff is not the easiest to hit. It's pretty narrow where you can actually get away with it. Oh, wow. Just broke the wood with the chassis. It held up though. Oh, I'm getting there. Oh yeah, there it is. Not perfect, but pretty sweet. Oh, it's a fakie and rolled out. Oh, that was pretty smooth. All right, let's head to the woods before I break something here. Here's a quick jump on the motocross track. Stretching it out for that one. Here is what I really want to hit today. I did this a few years ago on a motorcycle with a smaller kicker, just a little rock, and I jumped into that limb and then dropped out the other side. So I want to do similar with the RC. I don't just want to jump through it, but I want to tag that limb on the way by. We'll see if I can pull it off. Oh, pretty good for a first try. I have actually done it, but I only got a phone clip, so I wanted to bring out the good camera this time. There it is, all right. That is really fun. That's kind of cool too. Front flip through it. Oh, so close. There we go, all right. Well, I was going to drive in the woods here next, but I ended up using a full battery on that tree line. I was trying to get some different shots, and where I was standing for those shots made it very difficult to line the truck up and hit the ramp square. The run-in was also thawing out, getting greasy. It's also pretty bumpy and the ramp is slick, so it was just really tough. I tried over and over, crashed over and over, put the truck to the test durability-wise, and ended up breaking the front bumper here. Nothing too major, and it should still do its job for the most part, so I might just run it as is. I didn't get the shot exactly how I wanted, but it'll be good enough for today. Next, I'm going to head to the skate park because a monster truck has got to be able to handle that, right? All right, I'm at the skate park now, and there's a bit of frost on some of the ramps, so that might be kind of fun. Yep, it's very slippery right here. Enough sliding around. It's time to go big. Out of the park. How about a nice flip off of this one? Oh, late pull, but brings it around. The big tires definitely help flip it around compared to short course tires. Might be lacking some grip for this, but I'll give it a go. Oh, made it actually, nice. How about a flip this time? Oh, ooh, harsh landing. I want to catch it a little more downside than that. A little better. There we go, that was smooth. All right, I'm thinking a little transfer out of the park here, bit of a landing. Decent. Well, I just stripped the servo horn off camera, so I guess there's only one option now. Straight off the biggest ramp here, to flat on the other side. Luckily it's grass, so I think it will survive, but I'll find out. All right, here we go, going right for the flip. Wow, that is large. It is really hard to drive right now. It's pulling both directions at the same time, but there's another one. Oh, almost over rotated too much, but held on to it. Ouch. All right, I think it's time to call it. The servo horn is totally stripped. It is just plastic, so can't expect too much, and now it's just going kind of wherever it wants to, but it's still a ton of fun at the skate park. That was a pretty wild crash there at the end when I slammed into that pole and couldn't keep it straight, and it looks like everything else held up, so I would say that's a good durability test right there. It is time to wrap this video up with some closing thoughts, and I should mention that Associated also makes an MT10. This is basically just a longer wheelbase conversion of that. A shorter wheelbase will help it flip easier, but it's going to be less stable. So I feel like this might be the best of both worlds because you can be pretty fast on the track, or you can go do some flips in the skate park. But I still kind of want that MT10 for some more flipping fun because this is proving to be a pretty durable basher. The truck has been holding up pretty well so far for how much I have abused it. Besides the servo horn and the front bumper that I broke in this video, I did break a front arm, but I upgraded those to RPM. I also broke a couple front drive shafts. Other than that, it's held up pretty well. I've just been struggling a bit with the body. As soon as I took this body out of the bag, I could tell that it was pretty thin, so after painting it, I laid down some drywall tape, E6000 glue, and Flex Seal to try to strengthen it up a bit, but it still started cracking pretty quickly. I did run it on a different truck for a while, but not enough to make it look quite this bad. As soon as I did run it on this, the body post started breaking through, so I actually cut some squares out of the original body and glued 2 pieces of Lexan from a different body onto this. It's not pretty, but it has been holding up better. I do think I'm going to go to a different body once I can't hold this one together with glue any longer though. That should cover things pretty well, but be sure to let me know in the comments if there is something specific that you would like to see with this truck, or if you have done a similar conversion yourself. I have plans to drive this truck a whole lot more because it's a ton of fun. I might have to try some different tires and see how that goes, so consider sticking around and subscribing if you don't want to miss a video. But either way, thanks for watching this one.